Hey guys, I got another gun from my collection to share today. This is a 380 semi-automatic Tommy gun-esque rifle. Some of my longtime viewers, you probably remember this. I've had a video on this before, but due to some platform issues, I'm having to remake a few of these. But this really is a neat gun to shoot. Again, it's 380 ACP. It's not on the standard 45. A little bit about it. It takes Ruger LCP 380 magazines. The trigger mechanism is a standard semi-automatic AR-15 trigger mechanism. The wood is all American walnut that has been, I believe, shellacked. The barrel is 16 and a half inches long. Normally in a real Tommy, I think they're more like 10 inches long, but that would require NFA paperwork if this one had it. So it has a rifle length barrel on it. It's a preferred barrel as the brand, and has a 1 in 16 twist, which is what you'd want for a 380. Let you get a look at some of the lines here. That shellac turned out really nice. It's got a high gloss. There's a rear sight here made of aluminum, kind of a peep sight. The handle's on top. That handle's more like a 19, this is more like the 1928 A1 style. They made 5 or 6 different variations of the Thompson. And I'll show you a picture of the one that I believe it was inspired by. It's got the handle up top like this. Of course, extractor, ejector, all that in there. It has those front grooves like you see. Uh, there's a bipod on it, but that's really just to keep it propped up for better filming. And the front sight is brass and a blade front sight. So some oddness to it. It's definitely a strange gun from my collection. A little bit more about it. It does work. It's a simple blowback style gun. So there's no some of the time it's had that Blythe system in it, but this is the mag release right here. Push that forward, pull the mag out. So it's just a simple blowback rifle. There's nothing else inside there. A couple of little things. It's got a brass butt plate on the back, and it does have sling studs on it as well. But hey, enough talking about it. Let me take it to range and put a few rounds to it for you. All right, let me do that. But no, it's a really fun gun to shoot, and it's a head turner at the range. It will take the Ruger LCP drum mags. I'll show you a picture of that real quick. So I mean, they hold like 20 something. So it will hold those, but the stick mags work better. So I already kind of went over the mag release right here. There is a little cutout at the top up here, so you can um, keep the bolt locked back, and you can even give it that H&K slap. If you want to. So that's kind of a neat function. But to field strip this thing, the first step, because field stripping it just for cleaning purposes, there's a set screw right here. You take that out, and then you can unplug this I guess you'd call it the receiver plug at the back, and that should bring out the mainspring and the mainspring guide. But let me do that real quick and show you that. Okay, I got that out. Again, that's that plug that goes in the back of the receiver here, and a little set screw to keep it from backing out. And there is a mainspring and a mainspring guide that nests inside this plug, and this end nests inside the bolt. To get the bolt out, you have to get the handle off, and there's a little tiny set screw on the back of the bolt, so you can unturn this bolt handle and you can bring the bolt on out the back. Okay, I got the bolt handle off there. Again, it's got a cut down the middle here, so you can see through it because it would have struck the your sight line. And the bolt is the unique looking piece here. There is a little, of course, there's a spring-loaded firing pin down in here. That is hit by the AR-15 hammer, and of course there is an extractor here, looks like an AR-15 style, and there's a channel for an ejector. You can see it down right there in the receiver. So that would get you down to where now you could clean the barrel and the receiver. So to reassemble, however, after field stripping, you have to take the trigger housing off because the AR-15 hammer, when it kicks back, you can't push the bolt back in. So the bolt has to go in first, then the trigger housing. So a little oddity of this gun. Of course, to do that, to get the trigger housing off, there's multiple steps. First, you have to take the pistol grip off. Again, it's American walnut that has been shellacked, real nice looking. and the had to take the buttstock off too, which just screws into the receiver back here. So finally, there's 2 screws down here to take the trigger housing out. And once I get that out, then I can put the bolt back inside. I forgot to mention all these lower parts here are aluminum, and of course all the receiver and of course the barrel are steel. Okay, got that trigger housing off. Like I said, it's just a standard semi-automatic AR-15. You know, trigger components down in there. So nothing going on there. That's a lot of steps to get it down to field stripping. But like I said, to get the bolt back in, you have to get that hammer out of the way. So that's it pretty much in its field strip configuration. Okay, now that it's, after cleaning, the next step is to put the bolt back in the receiver, and we'll go ahead and put the bolt handle in. And like I said, there's a set screw here in the back that keeps that bolt handle from unthreading, because again, you don't want it turning. It would obscure your sight view. So let me do that real quick. So yeah, so got that in there. It should move, fairly frictionless. So next, I'll go ahead and put the mainspring and the mainspring guide and that plug back in the back to get the receiver parts all back together. Hey guys, real quick, I have several books available on Amazon. There is a playlist on my channel called Books on Guns, and there is a video for each one of these books. There is actually a book on this very gun down here. Again, available on Amazon if you're interested. All right, back to it. Okay, with that back in there, just make sure everything still works right and looks right. Next step, we'll go ahead and put the trigger assembly back on there. Okay, so got the trigger assembly back on there. Next step is to attach this buttstock. Again, that shellac walnut looks pretty good. Definitely a strange bird, but it screws directly on the receiver back here in the back. Let me do that. And lastly, now you put the pistol grip back on. Again, it has just a simple thread that threads into the bottom of the trigger housing here. This is definitely a prototype or a one-off gun, so multiple steps are necessary to field strip it. But this is the last one. Let me do this real quick. I was going to say real quick, if this kind of thing really interests you, I do have a channel over on Rumble, Garage Guy 3006. I have a much more detailed video, if you want to really see what goes on. So you can check that out if you want more information, again, over on Rumble. There it is, all back together. Put a magazine in there, and she's all good to go. So, yeah, everything looks like it's working pretty nice. But no, there it is, all put back together. The 380 Mini Tommy prototype. It's a real head turner at the range and a fun gun. Again, just some more strange guns from my collection. For longtime viewers, I hope you like the new format. I don't mind the new format, but I do like to share just some of these more eccentric guns that I have, from my collection, especially some of these more one-offs or prototypes. Well, I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and everyone be safe and God bless. Thanks.